Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew, and welcome on back to Transport Fever 2. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm having a fantastic day. And what we are doing here today is we are actually going to be doing a couple things. But first, let me do a little bit of a recap in case you guys missed out on the last episode. Last episode was our return from a 3-month-long break that we decided to go and increase the efficiency of our construction materials plant, which didn't get increased by much, but we did go and set up the start of a new stone line, which is going to be helpful to us soon enough. You guys can kind of see some imagery of it in the background. But our main focus for today is actually with the construction materials delivery system, specifically with our trains. Let's go and get into the idea that I got going, brewing in my head about this. Okay, so last episode, we were going overboard with the amount of actual resources we were supplying to the actual construction materials plant. Enough to go ahead and get a backlog on the construction materials lines for delivery. So we need to go ahead and fix that. We need to relieve those lines pretty much. Can do those in two ways. One, we can increase the length of our trains, or two, we can go ahead and add an additional train of the same size and train model. Or we can do both. I think we're going to have to do a combination of the two in order to go ahead and increase the efficiency to the best possible rating. Now, our actual rate of delivery, so if we take a look back here and we take a look at our lines here, the construction materials lines themselves. So this is the Woodstock CM and this is the Ragby CM, both for construction materials. The Ragby CM has less construction materials because, to be honest, we initially didn't have that many that we were supplying to them. But now, Ragby has an overhauled number. We're going to need to get another train on there. The Woodstock line, though, that has a good number on it at the moment. So let's go and get those rates increased here a little bit. Our rate for the Woodstock line has about 204. And you can see that's the approximate annual throughput per station. That's what we need to accomplish here. Let's go and take a look at the Ragby CM. I want to go and adjust this locomotive and add an additional 4 cars. 4 cars sounds good. Top speed of 80. What's the top speed of this actual train? 100. So, in retrospect, it's not the most efficient train to use on this line because the actual rate of speed for the train does not match this the actual speed of the cargo trucks don't match the rate of speed of the train. So it's not going to reach a top speed as quick. With that said, I think it's still okay to use the A35 for now because we only have the electrical crocodile that we could go and replace it with if we really wanted to, but that does require us to electrify the entire length of a line all the way up to Woodstock and Ragby. I don't think I want to do that. That's going to be an endeavor in of itself. Eventually we'll have to do that, but right now I don't think that's going to be the case. So let's go ahead and modify it to go and get the 10 vehicles on there instead of the 6 that it previously had. The Woodstock CM, those ones are pretty good, but I think I'm going to add an additional 2 on each. That should increase our rate on both of those. And there we go. In fact, that's actually one of them pulling in right now. Perfect. They're going to take care of 80 worth, which should be fairly quick. Yep, Ragby CM. Oh, that's the Ragby train. The one that we just upgraded? I think. Yeah? Actually see here. Yep, that was a Ragby CM. So yeah, that was the train that we just upgraded on its way back. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Um, wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I might get in another train on the Rugby line, but I think that should be fine for now. Having 80 capacity on each of our trains should be okay for the long run. Now, the Woodstock trains, one of them should be coming in pretty soon. One of them. Yeah, right here, just past the crossover. So we need to make sure that, yeah, this guy is going to get a full load regardless of the matter. Where is your friend? He's getting close to Woodstock itself. Okay. So that's in the agenda right there. What are you saying? You are saying you also have the possibility to level up again. So when a actual industry has the ability to level up, that means that they have been met with all three criterias: production, shipment, and transport. We have to fulfill the shipment and transport, whereas the production one, they just fulfill automatically once when they receive their inbound cargo that they need. So for the construction material plant, the inbound cargo is the actual stone, which is what they use to make the construction materials. But with that said, let me check back up here. You just finished picking up another load. 112 right there again. I might want to actually decrease the train size for that. 350, yeah, that is a little bit high. So let's go and decrease the size of Woodstock Stone, or the Wivelscombe Stone. Edit that train. We just want to get rid of 2 of its cars. Nothing more. Oh, I should have waited until it got into the station. That means I also got rid of profit. Yikes. Should have done it on its way back. Oh well. What's done is done. I don't need to worry about spilled milk. Well, kinda. One thing I can also do is I can also get rid of the spur track that's along here, because frankly this train is not going to need the spur track. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. This train is not going to need it, and I think that's just the easiest way to go about. Let's just go ahead and take care of it here. There we go. All the signals along that stretch of track are done. Now, this bit of signal don't need. Right? And we should also have a signal right here, just in case there's a train that's coming through there, but I don't think that's necessary. Not in this retrospect. So, there's that. So, we made a couple of modifications to our construction materials throughput. We should be able to get back to that towards the end of the video. Now, something else that has been lingering on my mind is passenger transport. Now, something that should be fairly obvious, we have a lot of passenger demand between Thetford and Woodstock. We take a look here. The Woodstock station has 120 passengers going to Thetford, whereas over in Thetford, they have 200 passengers that are going over to Woodstock. We need to increase those lines. Also, the Thetford to, I think that's Darwin? Yeah. Thetford to Darwin line that apparently has a large capacity. High capacity right now. Okay, because that's right. These two share that same platform. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a spur track here. This one's going to be used for the branch line. I'm also going to get rid of some of these covers because we don't need them. We really don't. Let me go ahead and get that going right there. I'm not going to get a platform going on, or not platform, what is it called? Oh, we don't want that going. I said, I meant the roof. That's what I was thinking. I'm also going to pause the game here, because I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the track. That way I can redraw it. That way you go in that platform. And that way everyone who wants to go on that train has to be on this platform right here. Does that train actually fit on that platform? That is a good question. I'm not sure. Also, something I did want to actually quickly mention is that between the last episode, I actually recorded right before this one. Also, what's this going on? Thetford to Darwin. Oh, manage line. Duh. Thetford, we want you on platform 4. There you go. Yeah, that does fit that train. So I'm actually going to tell that train to wait there until, yeah, passengers are coming over. They're going to be a bit slow. That or not, because the train just got to full capacity. I might want to increase this train's capacity then. Well, let's see here. I kind of want to keep it with the BR75. But in terms of passenger, I kind of want to go up to this one right here. Has the same top speed in terms of train top speed, but it has a slightly higher passenger capacity. The only downside is that, of course, it costs 200,000 more. I think overall, though, it's going to be much more beneficial for us. So I'm going to get 3 of those on this train. And that's going to modify for 2.7. That's actually not that bad. Mediocre. I guess that's fine. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Now he has a capacity of 51. How many people actually want that train? 7 on this side. How many on this side? 35. So maybe having 3 cars on there isn't necessarily a good idea. But yeah. I think that should be fine, though. Should be perfectly fine. But however, we have the Woodstock and Thetford line, which in of itself is a busy line to say the least, because yeah, we gotta finagle around a lot of things. So that's the actual train right there. It just picked up a load from Woodstock. Now this is supposed to be kind of like a shuttle. So, I kind of want to increase its capacity by... What am I doing? Okay, so I think that's fine right there. I'm trying to think what I want to do here. Trying to think. Because this right here is a jumbled mess. I'm gonna cut right here and see what I'm gonna do with this, because I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I think I decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually convert this into a Y junction where we actually have tracks that are coming out like this. Doesn't look that good with that right there. But I think for efficiency wise, I think that's going to be our best course of action to make here. Also, that's not really the best course of action to make, getting that close to that road. But I guess that's fine, seeing as how it's not colliding with it at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and get you to connect like that. Perfect. And then I can also get rid of this because I don't need it anymore. Get rid of that signal. We can go ahead and get a signal right there. Signal there. Signal there. Get rid of that signal. That one, and we can actually put one back here. Okay. Let's get a signal right here. And possibly one in between. Just to be on the safe side. Because that is a long stretch of track right there. Yeah, it has quite the need, to say the least. Now, I could, in theory, just go ahead and increase the actual train size to make sure it has enough passenger capacity, but I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of do want to have 2 trains just to increase the frequency on the line. So with that said, let's see here. Filter out to what I can only see. Let's see, the pink line, which is the Woodstock to Thetford. Like that, I need this. So that's just a 3-car train, which I think I'm going to modify and give it another one of those. It has a higher capacity. And I'm going to give it another train. I might have made a very bad decision, but I think that should be fine. So, with that said, I also need to worry about how am I, if I ever do need to, how am I going to get more trains on this branch line? Maybe just by doing it like that. That says too much curvature, so I can't do that. I could put more tracks right here and in the future increase the platform length and just have it connect to that. Yeah, that would work. I'll have to get back to that later because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do there. I haven't really thought about that. Ragby, you have not that very many in terms of passengers at the moment. That's not too bad. Woodstock, though, pretty busy. Well, busy in terms of cars and trains and such. Such as in, for instance, our Station Road here has a lot of passengers. Well, not a lot. 12 passengers. Nothing crazy. You just came in from where? You just came in from... I think that's... You just came in from Wilskull. Yeah. Also, your brain is looking dire, to say the least. Might need to get that sorted pretty soon. These trains are actually getting pretty old. Like, let me see his lifespan. Yeah, he's at 26% of his age, so... That's going to be interesting to go and get replaced. Something else that I haven't really looked at recently is our oil line. The same oil line that's actually helping produce goods down here. Surprised, right? Yeah, I almost forgot about it. We're not getting that much, to be honest with you. Because now I remember what all those unnamed lines were. They were all coming from the steel area, or the steel mill. Let me actually see here. Yeah, so lines 6, 7, and 8 are all lines that connect together. Now, what is it that you connect to? Oh, you connect over to the iron ore. Gotcha, okay. Autosave is going in my head. Now, in theory, I could go ahead and make this more efficient just by changing up the actual station layout. But I think that's fine for now because we're not having to really worry about efficiency with these lines. But I am seeing an issue. Backups for trucks. Fully loaded trucks at that. Also, something that I haven't taken a look at, I don't think in this series. Our headquarters, what's our company score? 12. 6 points for company value. Perfect. 1 point for having more than 10 trains. Okay, I can understand that. 1 point for a maximum vehicle age. Okay. 1 point for having more than 100 road vehicles. Well, thank you very much. 1 for having a fast vehicle. Is that referring to... It's only a single vehicle. Is that referring to our electric train? Because it's not the fastest vehicle. Our fastest vehicle is the A35, which we have multiple of. Yeah, I think that's what it's referring to. 1 for having a very long vehicle. I think that's our cargo trains. And then 1 for having transported at least 100,000 passengers. Now, that's 100,000 passengers across all of my games. That's not entirely from this world, because you can see that the passenger count down in the bottom left-hand corner says 52,000 right now. Yeah, 52,100 and going up as I'm talking. But that's talking about all of my actual worlds. Something that I'm also going to do, just to increase our value, is drop down our loan to 10 million. That way we can start paying that down. So with that said, hey, get out, go. Vamos. Vamos, you rapscallions. Okay, might want to adjust that line. That's the blue line. How many vehicles are in there? 10. Let's drop it down to 5. Want to drop down to vehicles that are empty. So you're empty. Sell you. You're empty. Sell you. You're empty. Sell you. 7 vehicles, and you're empty. I'm gonna drop it to 6, not to 5, but that should be fine. Line 7 is getting coal from down here. It has actually quite a bit of backlog. What's its rate right there? 145, which its production over here is 400. We're only meeting 37% of its need right now. So we're gonna have to do something about that, which we can easily do. The iron line, which I might as well just go and name these lines. So this one is Woodstock Steel. Woodstock Steel. This one is Woodstock Coal. Okay, and then this one is Woodstock Iron. Easy. Also, where are you? Oh, you're just the oil ferry. Or the back and forth oil. Okay. Then what we can do is we can name this Rugby Shuttle, or what was Rugby's a rug is Rugby is rug. Rugby crude. I think that's what we're gonna have to go with. Where is 2? Up here, okay. That is WVL for Wifflescombe. This is oil. What is line 3? Line 3 is our boat. And I'm just gonna call this SHP for shipping. This is going from Rugby to WVL crude. Yeah. Line 4 is what? Oh, it's one of our train lines. It's this train line. Okay. So this needs to be let's see, Emsworth, I guess, is what it's gonna be. I don't really know. Because it's going over to the Emsworth plastics factory, where it gets turned into plastics. Okay. Let's call this... blinking out on names right now. Let's call this just the EMS or EMS, which I think that's the abbreviation I use for Emsworth, right? Emsworth I don't necessarily have a line for, so I kind of can't reference it unless I don't see it off the top of my head. So the orange line right there. Yeah, it's EWN or EMW. Okay, that's what I use. Gotcha. Okay. EMW. Emsworth oil. I think that's what I want. Yeah. 5, what are you? You are bringing over the plastics to Woodstock. So WSK, plastics. This is kind of like the tedious part, but it needs to be done. Line 9, I think, is just goods delivery. Yep. So WSK, goods. I'm kind of using all caps just so that way I know that everything's in a cohesive fashion. So let's go and focus on the rates for our iron and coal mines. So, let's just filter out to vehicles or road vehicles. So let's see, our coal line is a rate of 143. It's not bad, but it needs to be more. Our iron line, 191. That's also not bad, but it needs to be more as well because that's only 43% transport. Let's go ahead and get 2 more vehicles on each. So we'll go and grab you. In fact, I'm going to grab 4 more vehicles on each. Why not? Let's just go crazy. And there we go. Now, what does that is expecting to bring our rate up to? 270 for the iron, 200 for the coal. So I'm going to run on 3 times speed for a few minutes, and then I'll cut back to the point where I feel comfortable with the spacing of those 2 sets of vehicles that I just sent out. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I checked the rates of both of the lines, and I also checked the production rates of both of our mines. It didn't increase by much, to say the least. We need to go and add a lot more vehicles, like doubling the amount of vehicles that we currently have, a lot more vehicles. So I think that's something that we'll go ahead and do. I'm just sitting over here just watching some of the cars go by and just pass some time. I'm going to show the UI here. So I'll go over to the coal mine first. You can see that the transport kind of stayed at around the same. We looked at it last time and it said like 32%, but now it just says 35. So that only increased it by like 3%. So we definitely need to increase it with more. Over here at the iron ore mine, it got increased to about 52%, which is better than what it was, which was, I think, at 46. So we got to still increase capacity on both of those lines. So let's go and quickly do that. For iron, I'm going to do that first, though. Let's just go and get 7. 7 should go and increase it by a good number, but I'll get it up to 28 and 30. Right? Coal line. Let's just go ahead and W and get you to 30 as well. More vehicles on the road means the possibility for us to get more money. That also means higher rates of efficiency from both of these mines. And that also means, of course, better resources for us. Also, I just want to check Woodstock. What's your emissions at right now? Emissions is very poor, so it gives us a negative 40% growth rate. Woodstock is at 723 residents right now. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. That's almost into classification, once when it gets to 1,000, that is. Almost into classification to where it can go ahead and have a system of its own, to be honest with you. Like a fully tram system. Eventually I'm going to go ahead and redo our intercity bus system. So that way, 1, we no longer use it, so that way we're dependent on the trains. And 2, I'll be implementing local transportation a bit more heavily. You guys will have to stay tuned for that. That's not going to happen in this episode. for sure. Also, it jumped to 733 while I was looking at it right there. I didn't even realize it. So there's that. Also, this hasn't gone up yet. So I'm going to go and cut again until this jumps once more. Okay, so after running the game for about roughly about 5 to 10 more minutes, which wasn't too long to be honest. I didn't even run it on 3 times speed, which normally I do in between those cuts. But our rate definitely has changed. As you can see, the coal line is at 380 for its rate. That's actually way too high. We need it to be about 75% of the rate of the actual mine, which the mine produces at 400. So we needed to get rid of a couple of those cars. We can get rid of this one. Can't get rid of that because we don't own it. We can get rid of this one. We can... Gonna elude me inside the forest. There we go. We can get rid of this one. This is slowly decreasing our rate, but not by much. You alone. We can get rid of this one. And let's see what else we got here. You on the coal line? Yes, you are. We'll get rid of you. 307. I think that should be fine. We're going to leave the coal line alone because the coal line's actually pretty high right now. Also, we're not getting much in terms of sound at the moment because of some reason. I don't know why. Okay, I can barely hear it, but it's not something that's easy to hear. Also, this part right here, I'm definitely going to have to reorganize at some point. At some point, to say the least. Let's see, what else do we got? Cool. The iron line. I totally forgot about that. We actually have way too many vehicles that are transporting iron because our rate for iron is somewhere in the range of about, yeah, somewhere in, 500. And we're gonna need to get rid of a couple trucks. Luckily enough, they're easy to find. Not you. Not you, but you. Not you. Not you, but you. Now that dropped our rate down to 461. That's perfectly fine. Not you. You. Okay. You're on coal. You're on iron. Leave that one alone. You're on iron, so we can actually sell you. We got way too many vehicles coming in and out of this place, so that's the reason why our rates are also so high. So yeah, we gotta get enough of the... We got to get the rate down to about 300. That's easy said than done. Our rate is way too high at the moment. Okay, so I think I did a little bit too much there. I actually got rid of too many of those vehicles. So I think I can add a couple more of them back, which is a little bit redundant, to be honest, because I just got rid of, like, a couple. Right then and there. So now they're no longer backing up onto the main road, which is perfectly fine. That's actually what we need. But yeah, now it's at 250. We could increase it to capacity of 300, but I think that should be fine. I think that's perfectly fine right there. We shouldn't have to worry about that. Also, we have 20 million in our account. Number one thing I'm going to do with that 20 million, repay off our loan. Yay! No more loan. We have no more to repay. No more interest that will be accruing. Yay! Okay. Now we got 9 million to spend and no loan interest will be coming our way. But I think that is a perfect way to go and end off today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. We kind of did a little bit of things. We increased our delivery efficiency on our construction materials delivery. Didn't get dropped by much, but hopefully, I actually said that we would come back to this. But it looks like it didn't get dropped by much, which is unfortunate. So what we could do is get another couple trains going out, so that way we can get those going a bit quicker. Let me go and take a look here. Let's see. So Ragby. We could go ahead and increase you. Where is your friend at? He is inbound. He had just passed by Woodstock, so we definitely don't want to get that one yet. What about one of your friends? You just passed the actual junction next to the depot. What about you? You are just about to enter Woodstock. Perfect. So we just gotta wait for this train that just came in from Ragby to come in, pick up its construction materials, and head back out. And then we'll go ahead and purchase a new train. So we'll go ahead and take care of that in due time. In due time. Also, I do want to check. Has that train actually been moving back and forth? Yes, it has. Okay, perfect. It actually is getting stone now, so that's good. What about that? 280 for shipment. That's actually not bad. Also, his actual coloring suggests that I need to get him replaced. 58%. Not that bad. He still has a couple years left in him, to be honest. We can leave him alone for the time being. Now let's go and get these guys. I'm gonna wait till this guy gets over to Rugby. That way I can get him duplicated while he's on the opposite side of the line. In fact, might be able to do it as soon as he crosses this junction right here. You guys can't really see it because I'm kind of hovering over it. But after he passes through Woodstock, there's this junction up ahead that he crosses over and goes into a spur track. You see that? And he crosses over and goes into a branch line, which connects him over into the industrial area for Rugby, which I think now is a good time to go and do that. Train 15, you have been reincarnated, or not resignated. You have been assigned to work on the Rugby CN line. Also, this train is actually going really slowly in this area, so it might have been a bad time to go and duplicate it. I guess we'll wait and see. And we'll see the results of that in the next episode. So if you guys did like today's episode, please do go and consider subscribing and liking the video if you haven't done so already. I will check you guys back here for the next one, which should be coming out in about a couple days. I'm going to be taking a couple days off in terms of recording, and yeah. Anyway, I will check you guys then. Have a good one, everyone.